When it comes to Donald Trump, it seems that the only kids that really get any recognition are his three oldest. They are the ones who appear on his television show and the ones who are most prominent on the campaign trail. But the business mogul and Republican presidential nominee has 5 kids. And they all have their own stories to tell. 1. Barron Trump has his own penthouse floor. Melania Trump revealed to Parents magazine that the 9-year-old has his own floor in the Manhattan Trump penthouse. She said that he likes to decorate his space with helicopters and airplanes. Although when it comes to his sheets, he likes them to be clean and white. He enjoys spending plenty of time alone in his rooms with his Legos and magnet tiles. 2. Ivanka Trump converted to Judaism. In 2007, Ivanka began dating Jewish real estate developer Jared Kushner. In July of 2009, she decided to convert to Judaism so that they could be married. She took the name Yael and the couple was married a few months later. She says that the faith has been great for her and she follows a kosher diet. They also observe the Jewish Sabbath. And Ivanka says that it has been good for connecting as a family to have time where they do not answer phone calls or work. 3. Tiffany Trump's coming out party. Tiffany Trump has remained out of the spotlight for the most part in terms of being one of Trump's daughters. Marla Maples and Donald Trump divorced when Tiffany was a young girl. She works hard in school and is starting her own modeling career, but she has come to the public eye more since her father's presidential run. Like Ivanka, she has been called on to defend her father's record with women. She also says that she believes him to be a great father, despite the fact that her mother says she had to raise Tiffany alone after the divorce. 4. Ivanka Trump became a model. In what may have been an effort to please her father, who is not shy about his love of beautiful and sexy women, Ivanka pursued a modeling career. She appeared on the cover of 17 in 1997 and went on to have a relatively successful career. She walked the runway for Versace and was featured on the covers of Forbes and Golf magazine. In 2007, she was number 83 on Maxim's Hot 100. 5. They started the Trump Hotel Collection. Donald Jr., Ivanka and Eric all worked together to found the Trump Hotel Collection. The Trump Hotel Collection features hotels around the world that have a higher standard of comfort and luxury than most hotels visited by regular people. They have expansive rooms, one-of-a-kind locations, luxurious features and the inclusion of an attaché that learns about each guest to try and anticipate their needs. 6. 2 of his children are also Wharton grads. Donald Trump is a graduate of the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. Both Donald Trump Jr. and Ivanka Trump followed in their father's footsteps and are alumni of the Wharton School as well. 90% of the billionaires in the finance industry earned their business degrees from Wharton, Harvard or Columbia, with most of them coming out of Wharton. Therefore, it is no surprise that 2 of his children decided that Wharton was the school for them, too. 7. The Ivanka Trump brand. Another way that Ivanka has followed her father is by turning her name into its own brand. The Ivanka Trump brand has a fashion label, a jewelry line and even a lifestyle collection. However, unlike her father's over-the-top and in-your-face brand and personality, Ivanka has presented more of a subdued approach to her brand and style. Her brand brought in $230 million in revenue in 2013 and earned her a spot on Fortune's 40 Under 40 list. 8. Tiffany is at the University of Pennsylvania, but not at Wharton. Tiffany only partially followed in the footsteps of her father and half-siblings. She does currently attend the University of Pennsylvania, but instead of going for business, she is getting her degree in sociology and urban studies. She is a straight-A student and says that she uses her father's dedication and passion for business as the inspiration for getting through long hours of studying. 9. Barron Trump likes to wear suits. There's no denying that growing up with the sort of privilege that Baron Trump enjoys, he is bound to have a few quirks. One thing that makes him different from other 9-year-olds is that he often enjoys wearing suits. On days that he really wants to look like his father, he will even opt for a tie. His mother says that suits are not an everyday occurrence, but that Baron takes to wearing them quite often. 10. Eric Trump is focused on philanthropist efforts. The New York Observer has recognized Eric Trump as one of the top 20 most important young philanthropists. He created the Eric Trump Foundation, which has raised millions for St. Jude Hospital. His foundation has become a benchmark for how to raise money without spending money, and therefore a substantial portion of what they take in goes to charity. The hospital even plans on opening the Eric Trump Foundation ICU. 11. Keeping it in the family. The eldest Trump children have all found places for themselves within their dad's company. Eric Trump is the Executive Vice President of Development and Acquisitions within the Trump Organization. Ivanka Trump is Executive Vice President of Development and Acquisitions. Donald Trump Jr. is currently Executive Vice President. All three siblings work together within their father's company. 12. Donald Trump Jr. was very close with his maternal grandfather. Growing up, his father was always very busy, and even Donald Trump admits that he had very little to do with raising his children. Therefore, Donald Trump Jr. got most of his fatherly advice and bonding from his maternal grandfather, Milos. It was through fishing and hunting trips with his grandfather that he developed a strong love of the sport. Donald Trump Jr. claims the lack of a father in his life was due to the fact that Donald Trump was a very hard-working man. 13. Tiffany Trump is a musician. Tiffany Trump told Oprah on Where Are They Now? That music has always been one of her passions. While she recently put her focus into her studies, she says that she has no idea where her passion will take her in the future. When she was 17, she recorded the single, Like a Bird, as a way to start a potential pop music career. But she has since moved on to an internship at Vogue magazine. 14. Eric and Ivanka Trump did not vote for their father in the New York primaries. Eric and Ivanka Trump were registered in New York with no party affiliation, which means that they were required to change their party affiliation 6 months prior to the New York primary in order to vote. They missed the deadline and were therefore not able to vote in New York's closed primaries. The rest of the family are all registered Republicans, however, and face no problems voting. Donald Trump reported that his children felt very guilty about being unable to vote. 15. Ivanka Trump is a New York Times best-selling author. Her book The Trump Card, Playing to Win in Work and Life, offers Ivanka's advice for how to succeed in business and how to make it on your own. The first half of the book details her upbringing as the daughter of a billionaire businessman, and the second half offers her advice on how to succeed. The book was a monetary success, but many reviews said that the book offered little practical advice and was more Ivanka trying to prove that all her success was not due to her fame. 16. Ivanka Trump and Donald Trump Jr. have 8 kids between them. Donald Trump has 8 grandchildren. Donald Trump Jr. and his wife have 5 children together, and Ivanka Trump and her husband have 3 children. The most recent addition to the family came in March with the birth of Ivanka's youngest child. Eric Trump is also married, but he has yet to have any children with his wife. It is very likely that there will be even more grandchildren in Donald Trump's future. 17. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump earned media scorn for an African safari. The two brothers were in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons when photos were released of the pair posing with several dead endangered animals after an African safari in Zimbabwe. Among the animals killed were a leopard, which Eric posed with holding it like a stuffed animal, an elephant, whose tail they cut off to make a bracelet, and a crocodile, which they strung up from a tree to pose with. The boys learned to hunt from their grandfather. 18. Donald Trump Jr. only dated models. In a trend that is very much like that of his father, Donald Trump Jr. only had an eye for models. He was reported to only enter into relationships with models and ended up married to one of them. His wife, Vanessa Hayden, is a fashion model, and together Donald and Vanessa have 5 children. 19. Their ages range from 9 to 38. Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump and Ivanka Trump are the 3 oldest children, all of whom Donald Trump had with his first wife, Ivana Trump. Donald Jr. is 38. Ivanka is 34 and Eric is 32. Tiffany Trump is the only child that Donald had with his second wife, Marla Maples, and she is 22. His youngest son, Barron Trump, is 9 and the only child he has with his current wife, Melania Knauss. He credits his wives with raising his children throughout childhood and only giving them to him when they become useful adults.